Muhammad is greater than Jesus.
No, not according to the Quran. Muhammad is under the feet of Jesus.
That's not true.
You want to bet? Okay, you want me to prove it to you? In the Quran, who's the greatest woman Allah created?
Mary.
Say it again.
Mary.
Oh, so Jesus' mother is the greatest woman, and yet Muhammad is greater than Jesus. According to Sahih Muslim, where is Muhammad's mother?
Muhammad's mother died when he was sick.
Where is Aminah? According to Sahih Muslim, I have the hadith right here.
What do you mean, where is she? She died.
Where is his mother and father? Your prophet said there.
Who said that?
Your prophet said his father's in. And when your prophet went to pray for his mother, Allah said, do not pray for her forgiveness.
Where does it say that?
I'm going to say it to you. So I'm going to now use the Quran to show that Muhammad is under the feet of Jesus, because you said he's greater than Jesus. He's not good enough to lick Jesus' sandals. But I'm going to show it to you from your Quran. I'm not even going to use the Bible. Let me get you the hadith. Okay. Your prophet was weeping because when he went to the grave of his mother, he asked Allah to forgive her. And he said, do not ask for her forgiveness. And then he told another man, my father, Abdullah, and your father are in hell. Okay, well, let me show it to you.
They probably were.
They what?
I said Muhammad's father probably was.
And what about his mother?
Possibly.
Okay, so wait. You just told me Muhammad is greater than Jesus, and yet Jesus' mother is the greatest woman that Allah created. Why?
Because she had this birth.
What does the birth have to do with Mary becoming the greatest of all women?
Without Jesus, Mary is not great.
Thank you. You just buried yourself. Yasu.
What do you mean?
In other words, because of Jesus, Mary became the greatest. Well, the only way she can be the greatest if he's the greatest. Thank you, Sue.
I see what you're saying.
Thank you. You got it now?
I see where you're coming from.
No, I used your logic. What was your logic? Your logic was?
Yeah, but Muhammad is greater.
Jesus made Mary the greatest woman, but Muhammad made his mother an inhabitant of. So Muhammad made his parents. So let's go to your logic.
So his parents died by the time he was 6.
What does that got to do with anything? Why didn't Allah do for Muhammad what he did for Jesus?
Why? What he did for...
Here's the hadith. Why didn't Allah do for Muhammad what he did for Isa? Why didn't he make Aminah a believer and the greatest of all women?
Because
what?
They lived in a pagan...
No, because according to your hadith, there were the Hunafa, like Waraqah bin Nawfal. They knew the path because they knew about Christianity and Judaism. Don't give me that garbage. Doesn't work.
They're pagans.
Doesn't matter. Why didn't Allah guide her like he guided Waraqah bin Nawfal to the right path? Because even before Muhammad, according to your Islamic tradition, the Hunafa, they were there before Muhammad and they were guided on the right deen and they renounced paganism. Why didn't your God do that for Aminah like he did it for Jesus' mother? What?
Who's the Hunafa?
The Hunafa, Waraqah bin Nawfal, Zayd ibn Amr, the people who found the correct deen before Muhammad. In your Bukhari, when Khadija wanted to confirm Muhammad wasn't demon possessed, it says she took him to her cousin Waraqah bin Nawfal, who in the days of Jahiliyyah became a Christian and wrote the gospel, and he confirmed the Namus came to him. And it says in your tradition, there was a group of them, the Hunafa, who left the paganism of the Kaaba and followed the true deen. So why didn't Allah do that for Muhammad's mother?
What was the true deen?
Following the path of the prophets, not the idolatry of the pagans. I just explained it to you.
Yeah.
Answer the question. Why didn't he do that for Aminah?
I don't know. That's a question you're going to have
because to... Muhammad is under the feet of Jesus. Because I'm going to go by your logic, your words, and I'm going to show you the hadith. Let's go by your words.
The only reason why I say Jesus is lesser than Muhammad is for 2 things. We believe Muhammad is the most beloved to God. That's one.
That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Okay, I'm just saying that's what we believe. And the second thing is Prophet Muhammad is actually going to be the only prophet out of all the prophets to take away from our bad deeds, or not take away from our bad deeds.
That's a lie from the pit of hell. Just because you think he told you that means nothing, because what I'm showing you is Muhammad is under the feet of Jesus from the Quran. Now, let me show you here. Here's the hadith. Muslim, just listen. Be patient, man. Because you said Muhammad is greater than Jesus. which is the most blasphemous thing you can say in light of the way he lived. But let's go with here. Sahih Muslim, I gave you the link. Abu Hurairah reported, the apostle of Allah visited the grave of his mother and he wept. And he wept and moved others around him to tears and said, I sought permission from my Lord to beg forgiveness of her, but it was not granted to me. I begged Allah, oh Allah, forgive my mother. He said no. And this is the most beloved to Allah, making him cry at the fact that his mother died and he didn't forgive her. And I sought permission to visit her grave, and it was granted to me. So visit the graves, for that makes you mindful of death. This is Sahih Muslim. Here's the link. I'm going to show it to you. So I want to repeat your words. It's recorded. The reason why Mary's the greatest is because Jesus made her great. Well, if she's the greatest woman, because Jesus, that means he must be the greatest man. But your prophet Muhammad couldn't even make his parents great because they're in hell. According to Bukhari, here, and Muslim. Here's Muslim. There it is. Click on it.
He was a kid when they died.
Buddy, you don't get it. Let me repeat it again. Maybe it's not clear the first 10 times. So what? He could have guided Aminah and Abdullah to be God-fearing hunafa. He could have saved them out of paganism like he did Waraqah bin Nawfal before your prophet became a prophet. Why did he do that for them? Yeah, you have no answer. It's okay. Because Muhammad is nothing in comparison to Jesus. But now let me show you where his father is. You want to see where his father is?
Who's?
Muhammad's father. Here you go. Muhammad's father. Here you go. This is the link right there. I'm going to put it in private chat. This is from Muslim website, not mine. It's Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim again. Sahih. And I'm going to play Sheikh Assim alhakeem. Sheikh Assim alhakeem about Muhammad's parents being in hell. He's a Salafi Muslim who loves Muhammad. I'm going to play him now. Just hold on. Anas reported, verily a person said, Messenger of Allah, where is my father? He said, he is in the fire. When he turned away, he called him and said, verily my father and your father are in the fire. So Muhammad said, my father is in hell and my mother is in hell. Now, can I play Sheikh Assim al-Hakim saying your prophet's parents are in hell and they had no excuse because they knew about the true deen?
Yeah, no. I mean, that's...
Can I play him, though? I want to hear him.
Okay.
I like when he says it better than I say it because he does a good job.
I want to hear somebody else say it.
No, he's a Muslim. He's a Salafi. He's got a show where he answers question. Here it is. He's not a joke.
No.
Asim, I want to play Hakim. Prophet, parents.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the...
But I want to hear it. Look, see, this patient's going to kill you. I want the Christians to hear one of your Muslim scholars admitting Muhammad's parents are in hell. Here it is. Are we ready? Here it goes.
Fourth question is, why are the parents of the Prophet ﷺ in hell? This question you do not ask me about.
Listen.
This question is something that the Prophet himself, alayhi salatu wassalam, told us about, and the hadith is in Sahih al-Imam Muslim.
Sorry.
His father, a man came to him and said, O Prophet of Allah, where's my father? So the Prophet said, your father is in hell. How did the Prophet know? Allahumma salli wa sallim alayhi. Because Allah told him. So the man did not feel well about the answer. The Prophet said to him, your father and my father are in hell. And in another hadith, the Prophet wept one day, alayhi salatu wasalam. So they asked him, why are you weeping? He said, I sought permission from Allah to seek forgiveness for my mother, and he denied me from seeking forgiveness for her. Which means that, in accordance to the ayah in Surah At-Tawbah, that the Prophet and the believers are not permitted to seek forgiveness for those who died on idol worshipping, even if they were next of kin. End of story. Now, this was the Prophet's fatwa, alayhi salatu wasalam, not mine, not Sheikh XYZ. It was from the Prophet himself, and it's not in a dubious book. It's in Sahih al-Imam Muslim, the most authentic book alongside with the Bukhari after the Quran. So why, this is not our issue or problem, because this is from Allah Azza wa Jal. It's a revelation. You can say that maybe because the people of Mecca had the religion of Ibrahim.
Did you hear it? He's now going to refute you. Listen to your scholar. They had no excuse to be idolaters because they knew the religion of Abraham. They could have embraced it. Listen, look what he's going to say. Listen, not me.
Why they were performing Hajj, they were doing Tawaf, and they had the original religion of Ibrahim of worshipping Allah on Tawheed. And his son Ismail was their forefather. And there was the religion of Judaism and Christianity, which they could have adopted anyone. So these religion of monotheism were there, but they failed to choose it. So those who failed to choose it would end up in hell. This might be a reason, I don't know. What I know is what the Prophet said to us, alayhi salam, we have to believe and comply, and Allah knows.
So he just refuted your excuse. He said they knew about the religion of Abraham, they could embrace it, and there was Judaism, Christianity, they could embrace it, they chose not to. And the fatwa of your prophet is his mother's in hell and his father's in hell, but Jesus's mother is the greatest woman your God created. It's that, and you're still trying to tell me Muhammad is greater than Jesus. God forbid such blasphemy.